Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube. What's going on, people? Welcome to my channel. This is Influence. Hit the subscribe button right now. I don't know what happened. My mouth didn't work, but yeah, hit the subscribe button right now for me if you're not a subscriber. If so, thank you very much for joining me again. And we have this pink slab of plastic here today, which this is Earthrise Arcee, which is the pink fembot, and she is quite lackluster to say the least, for me anyway. You have the let me raise the camera up a little bit. Had a box art. Box art's pretty dope, showing the sled thing and all that good stuff. Box art again, just normal stuff, showing it, and not much of anything else. Instructions are okay. It's kind of hard to get her. Basically, she's just folded up into the bottom, which, spoiler alert, most RCs are this. Besides, you know, they have a few different gimmicks or whatever, but we are here with this one. So that's about it. Not much going on with that one. Not much going on. So let's bring her back into the frame. And as you can see, she looks pink and pink. No paint on this thing hardly ever, or anywhere I should say. They got a little gray on the seats, got a little dashboard action going on, which is kind of cool. It would have been nice if they painted it so you could tell, because it's all white. Got some accents up here, paint right there, but these wheels on the side is just looking about a sight. This thing comes off by mistake. Probably want to glue it. if you don't care, I wouldn't glue it, but it's all right. It stays on. Stays on about as good as you want it to, but it will fall off. Got these two little pegs back here where you can, if you have some blast effects, you know, all the other figures came with blast effects, so you can go have her hauling ass, I guess. Go with that. Under here, as you can see, folded up bot. This stuff is, and we can talk about this. This isn't really right. It should peg in. Well, it doesn't peg in anywhere, but this probably should kind of stick under here more, I believe, in them little notches. And this kind of goes behind that. It's enough clearance for these wheels. The wheels are translucent. The gun is translucent, which I don't really like. The gun stores right there in that little hole, and clearance, you know, you saw in the beginning, clearance is fine with everything underneath. This is kind of difficult because you have to shove this post into her back, and it's hard to get in there because it doesn't line up right. So you just gotta keep pushing, or try, I don't know, maybe there's a way that you can get it in there. So then you got these things up here where you can put the gun up there as well if you wanted to. And that's about it. We get into transformation. Transformation is super simple. Like I said, she's just folded up, and I will show you some of the key parts. So this goes, you want to move these. They really move the mushroom joints right here, the mushroom pegs, really tight. So it's hard to get this to move the way it's supposed to. The leg has pegs. If you see that peg right in there, and it looks like it's stressed, it is super stressed. So yeah, if you can see that, you see that peg is white. That's not the camera. That peg is super stressed. It's probably done, because I tried to, it's supposed to peg into this spot right here, and no, it's not done yet, but it might as well. I think I basically pushed it down and forced it into that spot, or it didn't go in that spot and it's like up here somewhere. So you want to Move this again. It's tight. This one isn't stressed, but I don't think it was in there like that. So you just move this out, move these legs down. I do it just as the instructions show backwards. Then you can kind of pull her out. You see that peg right there, it goes into her back. Get these arms out of here. Any which way you can. Arms out. Then you kind of get her away from everything. And it's just a series of panels. I mean, she's always been a panel former, basically. So just want to fold them down, the two sides. It's a hole right there that peg, it's a peg that it sticks in. So you want to kind of separate this right here. It's not really, it's like a soft pegs right there. And you want to just try to bring it up. And you don't even, well, actually you don't have to, it's coming out there because it can come off there, but you can do it without having it come off there. So basically bring this up. It's not cooperating. Oh, that's because I'm not cooperating. So what you want to do here, you want to, I'm trying to get it back in because I don't want to really show that part yet. It's the gimmick. And these parts are finicky, like all the parts are finicky. So, okay. So you want to pull this up on this post, should go up if you got it correct. Okay, it's not working at all. All right. So just, you really want it up, get it up. With it getting up like this, then you can you do have to take it off. So I'll just take it off. So this piece right here is on a slider, and you see it's hard. It's a hard slider. You could have got it up. You could have did that, and then you would have been okay with getting this like this. Put that on the side. Then you can just fold this stuff in. Fold this down. Turn the head around. Turn the legs around on that mushroom peg. The feet down, turn the legs around. Mushroom peg, feet down. One thing she does have going for is the articulation. Very well articulated. Now these things, there's a spring-loaded piece over here that clamps onto this side, and this one just slides up into this section right here. And you just got to try to get it the best you can. It's kind of hard to see, but you can, like I said, you can move all this stuff every which way and pull this out. You just slide this up in there like this. Then this comes up here like this. If you can see how you could have got it if you pulled it up, and then you could have moved it like this, then maneuvered it, then pegged it on. Got those two pegs that go into the front, two pegs. And that's for the giant backpack. Now she has these big feet that I don't like. I get to the things that I don't like, which is a lot. These big giant things. I think these pegs are so she could add on things. I don't know. Or maybe they made the feet that big so she could stand up, because she can hold her weight of that backpack because of those feet. You can also take this off again. You can move that, pull it out. Then this backpack, you can pull these out. And the directions, I think, it feels like you're stressing it, but the directions are like this. So it's out, so it's like flat. And I believe you turn this around, then push this down so it's out the way. And I think it's like this. This is the sled, and these holes, 2 holes in her foot, in both her feet, these 2 pegs. So you can peg the one. At first I thought the big feet was for this gimmick, but it's not, because they, for one, they don't fit, and for 2, they don't fit. So so then you got her riding, and she's like, yeah. So now we're riding the sled. I really don't like this figure, not a lot. It does look the part, especially after you take this off, put over here. It looks pretty good. She holds the gun pretty well. As I said before, it's about the best articulated figure of the bunch, of any. So compare her to some other figures. Here's her next to Springer. I think that's a good size. That's Siege, I believe, Siege Springer. So yeah, that's a pretty good size comparison. And then I'll compare her to Fans Toys Arcee, which Rouge, I think. I don't know, this figure gets a lot of hate, but I love it. I think it looks the part as well, and I think it's a great representation of her. The transformation wasn't all that great, but then again, and once you get her to stand, she is hard to stand because she's very accurate, which makes her have little legs and of her body. So I'm not gonna waste time trying to get her to stand. She stands on my shelf. Once I get her there, just leave her there. She's been there for like a year and hasn't fallen over. So that's good. But that's how she compares to a Masterpiece version. And this is really like super shell former. Arcee's always gonna be a shell former. There's really no way. I haven't seen the new Nicey. I don't have it in hand. I do want it, but that looks great too. Oh, the big gaps were a big contention to people. I didn't care about that. This is a good figure. But we're back to Earthrise. This is the figure that we're doing. So I showed the articulation. So she goes back. It does hit the backpack a little bit, but her arm goes all the way up. She has the wrist, the elbow, not the elbow, the bicep swivel. It's not a double joint elbow, but it's a pinned, and her hands are small, so she gets really good range up. Hands go in and out like that. She has a waist, goes all the way around. There's a big hole in her back, but that's due to transformation. Her head sculpt is kind of, I don't know, her head sculpt isn't that great to me. Not sure if it's the paint or what it is, but it's not super great. She doesn't do the splits too well. She can do the hurdles pretty awesomely. She has super double jointed knees, so they get the super full run. Ankle has no tilt, which is a shame, but it does have up and down. Up about that much, down all the way. mainly due to transformation. She does have a swivel, but it doesn't go all the way around. But she does have another one here, which is on the mushroom peg that does go all the way around. And like I said, that mushroom peg is his height. What else? Her head does go all the way around. Her head is super tight too. Not sure if that's individual, but it's scary tight to me. Like I'm gonna rip it off. I don't know what kind of joints in there. And no, nothing else. There's some paint breakup, but all in all, her staying on the shelf, if you collect this line, I think you would be happy with her like this. She got a backpack. She's always going to have a backpack. I don't know why people get upset at Arcee's backpack. There's no way to not have a backpack unless if a company figures out a way for her to have a tiny backpack and like all her parts turn into the actual car, like her legs and arms and stuff. Like I just don't know the kind of car she is. It's a fantasy car. It's not a real world car. It's just it's hard. It's hard to do her. But I can say this is not my favorite Arcee by far. I think maybe the Generations one was better. I don't know though. I don't have that, so I did have it, but I can't. I would like to compare the two before I say that. I can say this is highly articulated and looks good. Looks good from the front. Not bad from the side, just them big old feet. Look like she got snowshoes on. All right, then. I'm gonna conclude this. I didn't even want to make this long, but whew. Get up with you on the next video. I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, share, if you will. I got a new Instagram, Influences Interests. You can go check that out too. I'm gonna be posting Transformers pictures and some sample videos and stuff like that. Maybe things behind the scenes. I don't know, but I'm gonna just start posting on that Instagram page. All right, I'll get up with y'all in the next one.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.